Hi guys, welcome to another morning with me, the Mystic Eve's vlog. All the crazy stuff that happens in the rainforests of Costa Rica, where I hold space called Center of Mystic Arts for mystics and healers and magicians. And yeah, I do tarot, so make sure you stay tuned till the end. It's May 6th. It's been an interesting few days. First thing that has kind of affected me the last few days is that my horse, Chola, has been a little upset at me. So, almost a week back, I was working them together because I have this idea that I want to get more into circus training. I have two horses, so I want to work them together in the round pen. And Chola didn't like it at all. I immediately could tell and feel that she was pissy about it. And then I was like, Asana was being much better than Chola. And I said that, I felt it, and I felt Chola get angry or pissy, frustrated. She was like, oh my God, I cannot believe you just said that Asana is better than me. So she didn't come up to the house, she didn't whinny for me, but she's just been far away physically and emotionally. And I've just been feeling that. And then so yesterday I was like, I've got to work the horses. So I had to go out and get them and bring them in. And I spent a lot of alone time with Chola and absolutely felt her feel better. She likes that kind of work. So I do feel lighter today. That has been lifted, but I'm like, man, I want to work them together. And are they going to really be able to work together? I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to play out. But the other major event is that my daughter Sophie got sick the other day and she puked 8 times at her friend's house. The story from the neighbors was all different. The mother says she didn't eat anything. The daughter says she ate some meat, but doesn't even know what kind of meat that she ate. Sophie says she honestly doesn't remember if she ate anything or if she got bit by anything. It was a dramatic night for sure. Because then I was like, well, Wesley was like, why don't you pull some cards? And I'm like, okay. And I can't remember exactly which card. It was 8 of Swords, moving fastly and rapid movement and needing to be swift. And it was the guilt. I think they were both swords, feeling guilt and nightmares and worry, And I was just like, oh my God. It was early night. It had already gotten dark. It was raining. It was cold. I only have a motorcycle, so it was like taking the child to, first of all, none of the doctors were even open. If I was going to take her anywhere, it would be to the clinic, helicopter her into Nicoya, the closest big city. I didn't really feel like it was that desperate. Well, I ended up getting internet and messaging my mom. Because the first person you need to talk to when that stuff like that happens is your mom. So she made me feel a lot better. And Sophie fell asleep and seemed content and happy. She didn't puke anymore. She wasn't complaining of any pains. And it's been fine. Yesterday she was fine. Today, this morning, other than being grumpy, she's been fine. So, that's been over, but that was a very emotional state. And I'm sure this has a lot to do with the planets. And, a lot of stuff going on planetarily. Planetarily. I've had wonderful MTVs with Wesley. Our MTVs are the morning meditations, vocal toning, synergy, movement, dance. Speaking of the little Sophie, how are you feeling? Good. Had a lot of downloads about this tattoo tour that's coming up. So in a few weeks, I am going to be on tour in the United States. Basically, you order a mystic tattoo artist that comes to your home, and we do tarot and astrology and look at symbolism and create a unique custom tattoo design for you, and then do it. It's a blast. So I have all of this. I used to be very Saturn about my bookings and having each day booked months in advance. And it's been like a year since I've gone on tour, so this time I just feel more free about it. I've got quite a bit that's already booked. And yeah, I just really don't feel the stress or worry about any of it. And I feel like the download during MTV's was that leaving space of having empty days is what I need for my, what we call the dream clients to come in. The people that really want to book me for exactly what I want to provide, which is the mysticism and the astrology and the tarot wrapped up in the custom tattoo design. As I'm writing this down, I'm like, well, there's so many different separate things that have happened. So this video is a little segmented, but then I'm meditating, right? And I'm looking off into the jungle, and I'm seeing our neighbor clear some of the jungle, the underbrush, with a machete. Which brings me to that. And so I start writing about how, I've mentioned numerous times about what I've been going through with watching Costa Rica just explode in popularity, and people are just, the wave of people that are coming in is just enormous. And I'm seeing more and more trees cut down for houses. And I'm seeing more and more driveways up into the mountains as I go into town. And there are numerous houses that are coming up around me. So as he's chopping, and I'm thinking, oh, if he's just maintaining this forest, it'll be great. But of course I'm thinking, oh my God, there's going to be a neighborhood right there. So I'm trying to deal with all of these emotions and not be angry and upset, because that's going to upset my life if every time I look out my back door and see this beautiful forest and feel pain that there's going to be a neighborhood there, then I'm making myself suffer through what I'm thinking. Feeling every tree that goes down, I'm like, oh, there goes another one. Neighbor just yesterday. You hear the chainsaws, you see another one fall, or you hear another one fall. So I'm like, okay, well, what do the cards have to say? And I had to ask Wesley to begin with, what do you think I should ask the cards? And together we were just talking a little bit, and it was the focus was the forest. So I was like, okay, tree spirits. Let's narrow this down to, what do the trees want to say? That depression of, holy shit, you're the mourning of the trees. What do the spirits want to tell us? So I'm shuffling and I'm thinking about tree spirits, and I'm visualizing Lord of the Ring tree spirits, you know, that are walking around really slowly, going to the meeting to discuss what they're going to do. And the hobbits are like, what the fuck? Can we go a little faster? And I throw down center, north, south, east, west. The center was 10 of hearts. And it was an instant like, oh, it was a feeling of love. You instantly see the red heart, and 10, the completion, the love. This is also 10 of cups. This is a card of perfected success. It's a card of like the peak, the top of the mountain. And in my deck, it is also a major arcana, the sun. And instantly I felt that connection of the trees with the sun, and how much sun worship that I do, and how with astrology and this esoteric birth chart reading, you know, there's so much focus on the sun first, connecting with the sun first, the center, our connection with everything, and how the trees literally just reach up into the sun. They use the energy for life. I mean, all these, the words don't even give it justice. It's the feelings that came in with that of happiness. And you know, it's funny because I was like, this optimism, I was thinking I was gonna flip over the death card. Why don't you go sit in the living room? So I thought I was gonna flip over the death card because I'm like, oh, the trees, you're all being cut down. What do you have to say? You know, and I was like, death. But it's the sun. It was so lighthearted. Really made me feel good. So I'm like, all right, well, what's in the north? And it was Jack of Clubs, which is Jack of Wands, which is the kid with the fire stick. And I definitely thought about that because in my mind, there's this inner child that's the child of the forest that has the wand, the fire stick, that wants to protect, that's so hot-tempered, you know? And I immediately thought of Princess Mononoke. Like, if you were going to personify this card, it would be Princess Mononoke all the way. And that fierce drive of kill all these motherfuckers that are cutting down the trees, you know? I feel that deeply, but, you know, we can't let ourselves be consumed with that anger. So what's in the south? The south was 6 of diamonds, which is 6 of pentacles. And this was a kind of interesting card. I thought about it for a bit because in the tarot, it's like gaining resources or, you know, a pay raise, or, you know, something material that's coming to you that you're gaining. But we're talking to the trees, and we're really thinking about them being cut down, and I had the image of The Giving Tree, which was one of my favorite childhood books, and how that tree gave all of her resources. A tree is a very valuable human resource. The wood, you know, like, and in The Giving Tree, the little boy, at first, the little boy gathers her apples to sell them at the market. And then the branches to build a house, and then the trunk to build a boat, and there's nothing left of the tree but the stump. And then when the old man, the little boy that comes back as an old man, the tree is so happy, like art of the little stump was all slumped over, and he like sits up and he's like, yes, but I can be a seat that you can sit on. And makes me cry every single time. And I felt that here, that material resource, and it was kind of a weird feeling because it's such a sad story. It's like that giving too much of yourself for others, and I do that too. I will give my last article of clothing to someone who needs it, type of thing. And this is what I felt with this card, that the trees are grounded in their generosity, in their offering, in their devotion. So what's in the east? What's coming up over the hill? What's shedding light on the subject? And it was Jack of Spades, which is Jack of Swords. And it's the kid with the sword. Now he's a little bit different. He's not Harry Potter. He's got a sword and he's swinging it around, right? Fighting for the cause. He's the revolutionary that's gonna protect and honor, and I will defend and fight for what's right. And no matter how desperate the situation looks, I felt like that I will be that defender. No matter how many trees are cut down, I will defend them with my honor until I die. And then I got the download of Battlestar Galactica when, there's like not very many people, the population's going down, and they have the population written on the board, and when one dies they erase it. And I feel that with the trees. It's like, there goes another one, let's change the number. I almost feel like that, but yeah, I'm gonna defend them forever. So what's in the west at the end of the day? It was 9 of clubs, which is 9 of wands, which is the fire stick. And this card is like continuing the battle. It's all about strength and drive and a very Mars feeling to this card. And yeah, I thought there is no rest. At the end of the day, we continue the battle. At the end of the day, we gather our strength and continue the fight. And I was like, yeah, all through the night. There's no sleeping for a true mystic. So anyway, if you would like to support everything that I do, I would really appreciate it. And Coma as well, space for mystics and healers to come and dive deep into esoteric knowledge and magic and just have somebody to talk to about this shit. You can support us through a Patreon account, or just a one-time donation through PayPal or Venmo. All of my links are on Linktree, Mystic Eve. I've got spiritual journals that are self-published on Amazon. The third one is actually in the editing process right now, so it's going to come out soon. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching till the end. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Pura vida.